Welcome to a world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is a revolving door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
What are you doing? Howdy ho!
Josh, where are you?
I'm right here.
All I see is Jimmy.
I am Jimmy today.
Oh,
My camera is not agreeing with me at the moment.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So for the listeners of the podcast, it really doesn't make a difference. For the watchers of our stream, just pretend Josh is Jimmy today.
Yeah, because he usually isn't, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what you got going on in your head right now.
Jimmy.
Yeah, see, exactly. So, my name is Rob, and joining me as always is Josh. You heard him already.
Jimmy?
Oh god, it's Jimmy. And Brandon.
Hello, everyone.
Is this your last appearance for the time being, or are you with us next week?
I should be there next week. It's going to be a really light
Okay.
week, apparently. And then I'll be out for like 3 weeks. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, got a long vacation, a lot of moving to do.
Oh, boy.
Going on a Euro trip.
Yeah.
Look, if
you
that
see
documentary
a
I
little-
watched is to be believed, do not drink absinthe.
And
Well-
if you see a little imp, don't smoke anymore.
I don't know. I've always wanted to try absinthe. I feel like now is the time.
Absinthe
I'm
is
still
good, like
young.
actual absinthe. But Euro trip absinthe is not a good time.
No.
That's how you end up making out with your sister.
Oh, well, it's a good thing I don't have a sister.
What a fucking movie that was, man.
Oh, I
I've been,
love it.
like,
I don't
I've
care
been
though.
Itching to like rewatch it recently. If only for Scotty doesn't know.
For sure.
Just get through the first 10 minutes and okay, that's enough.
Oh no, if I started, I have to sit through the whole thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely love it.
You watch the first 10
Mika,
minutes
you idiot!
where they get through Scotty doesn't know, and then just skip the next 20 until they get on the plane.
Fair
You don't need the rest of the intro stuff. Just go from the song to Europe. That's all. It's great.
It's
All
where
right,
your world
so-
gets shattered because you watch Lana Lang turn total hoe.
Yeah, and it's where your mid-2000s teenager develops a even bigger crush on Buffy the Vampire Slayer's younger sister.
I was about to ask because I thought I was going crazy. I was like, what's her face?
Michelle
Wasn't
Trachtenberg.
Dawn in
Yes.
that movie? Yeah,
She was in that
So
movie.
she was.
Yes, she was the sister that gets made out with.
And then, like, never did anything ever again.
Oh, she did some Disney movie, and that didn't go
She
well.
wrote some comics too.
Did she?
I think so.
Oh yeah,
It
actually,
was
I
like
think
it was like
she
one
did-
of the
she did some Buffy comics.
one of the Buffy actresses. It might have been the actress who played Tara. Has written like a bunch of comics.
I think a few people did.
Yeah.
I think even Nicholas Brendan did too, but I could be wrong.
Natural transition.
Yeah. No, I think it was the actress who played Tara. I don't remember her name.
Yeah,
I can't remember shit right now, so.
yeah, I don't remember her name either. But I think a few of the people did. Wouldn't be surprised if Seth Green wrote a couple issues.
Oh, Seth Green is
That
really
would be
a
cool.
lot of all kinds of shit.
Yeah, like he's like a major fucking geek.
Yeah, no. Anyone who's watched Robot Chicken knows that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of major fucking geeks, I want to show off something I finally completed today.
Geek Matrix.
Plastic Man.
Let me go ahead and throw you on full screen here so
Heel
everybody
O'Brien.
can see it. You finally got him.
Finally got the last piece.
Nice.
I bit the bullet and bought the shitty black costume Batman. Which, to be fair, it doesn't look that bad.
It's just
But
not
like,
the
it's
design,
not
though.
great.
That's the
It's
problem.
not. Yeah,
And it's just a repaint.
it bugs me so much that
It's like, what if Frank Miller and Tim Burton had a baby?
the wave that
Not
came
even
before
defense,
this, McFarlane had the Batman Spawn 2-pack had a cape with spiked shoulders on Batman, and the entire Morrison run. That I don't know why they couldn't use that cape. It was so much better.
So they could say they changed them.
And I'm pretty sure these boots are from Death Metal.
Thank you.
No, that's the suit from Three Jokers.
Oh,
Yeah.
these,
Like, it's
these
the
boots,
exact-
though, they've got
Those are also from Three Jokers.
from Three Jokers. This,
Yeah.
this has like metal plating on the front.
That one also had it too.
What the fuck?
Look at the design. I'm telling you, it is literally the exact same. I think they just took that design, painted it black, painted the belt, or I think it was already painted yellow, and then called it a day.
It just, to me, it reminds me of, and I haven't looked at the figure in a while, but like the Duke Thomas Batman.
Mhm.
Oh, just because it has armor.
Well, yeah,
That's what I'm assuming.
yeah. Because I
There's all
can't think
kinds
of any
of
other Batman that has this kind of armor. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I also picked up, finally, Volume 4. So I'm finally going to finish this off.
Nice.
Right
Well, I
on.
still got
That one took
Volume
me a while to
5,
find for some
but-
reason.
Yeah, honestly, like
I don't know
never
why.
found it in a shop, and I'm just like, oh, look on Amazon, found it, and bought it on Prime Day.
That's what I did. And that was the volume I was stuck with to get signed by Jeff Johns. I really wanted to get the first, because that's the one that's the one I have the most attachment to, but
Oh yeah.
it's the only one I had on hand. So I was like,
Well,
fuck it.
I
All right.
better finish this before Fan Expo, and maybe I'll do the same.
Yeah. Gonna have to pay like $40 though, unless they have
Really?
the free Ghost Machine line. Yeah.
Oh god, it's $40 per signature?
For
Oh,
Jeff Johns signature.
man.
Unless they have the Ghost Machine like designated signing booth. Those ones I think are, you get like one free signature with one purchase or something like that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now the question remains:
I
do
know.
I
You're
get
in the same
Blackest
position
Night
I was
signed,
in.
or do I get New 52 Green Lantern number 20 signed?
Now, okay.
You skip
Probably-
eating a day.
I probably shouldn't be saying this on air, but I don't think anyone's watching, so it's fine. But
Not yet.
Wow.
okay.
They will be eventually.
If you are, let's say, crafty, if you're,
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say, no, sneaky has a negative connotation. If you are wily, and you
Because that's much better than sneaky.
play your timing just right,
All right.
you may not actually have to pay anything at all. I can elaborate on that further, but I should probably not be saying this publicly. So I can.
Right.
There's a way to finesse
The situation.
Maybe I should stop. Yeah, let's just say there's a way where you can get some of the stuff you want to get signed without having to pay a lot of money.
I
Or you
think
could
I
just say
know what you're getting at, and I think I could do it. But I don't know
It's
if I
nothing.
want
It's
to.
nothing illegal. It's nothing illegal.
No,
it's mostly just
it's just-
negligence on
and
their part.
very,
'Cause-
very unethical on your part.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but it's fine.
You're basically stealing.
Okay, well, the honor
Whatever.
system never did me any favors, so why should I do any favors to the honor system? That's
That's-
all I'm saying.
Fair. I can't argue with that. Well, that's all I got today for show and tell. What do you guys have?
Not a whole lot of anything. Like literally, my camera don't.
yeah.
even work.
Yeah, you didn't even bring yourself.
Nothing really to show off. I'm putting together a little comic package for Josh right now. And sorry, Josh, I changed my mind. You will not be getting the Cassandra Cain Batgirls. I've decided to hold on to those for a little while longer.
Okay.
But I already sent you like 2 of them, so it's fine. I will hold on to them for as long as it takes until they put together a collection of those issues, those later issues in the run, and then I'll get rid of them. But for now, I need them.
If you need to downsize
cannot
further,
blame you.
Brandon, and you're getting rid of that Tomare figure, I'll take that.
Nice try.
It's worth a shot. You know,
I'm keeping that one.
that's fair.
I
get
want
that
it. I
completely.
like it. He just looks so cool.
Yeah,
His Tomore is cool. Rest in peace.
I'll trade you a Hal Jordan. I have enough.
It would depend on which Hal Jordan, but also, I don't know. I'm attached to that Tomore. It'd be hard to get rid of.
Hal Jordan from the 2-pack with Dawnbreaker.
I might have to
Plus-
pass on that one.
Plus John Stewart.
Which John Stewart?
The John Stewart that came from the what was that Justice League story with the Ice King or whatever?
Endless Winter.
Endless Winter, John Stewart.
Oh.
It's a basic costume, but with like full green gloves.
Oh, send me a picture of that one. I mean, I don't think I'm going to trade it, but I can see what it looks like.
I'm not expecting you to trade it. I'm
Yeah.
just fucking with you. But like, you know, Hal and John. I've got two of those John Stewarts. I got the original and the glow in the dark. So I can.
I still don't have a John Stewart. I need to rectify that.
Oh, actually, come to think of it, I will trade you a Hal, a John, and a Kyle.
Oh my god.
Because I got two Kyles, two Johns, and so many Hals.
I would be interested in that classic Kyle because I have the.
That's actually one I have two of.
Oh yeah, I have the post Sinestro War Kyle costume.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only figure for Kyle I don't have is the classic costume. So that one, and I have the biker costume that everyone hates. It was like $15, so I was like, "Fuck
That's
it, I
fair.
want it."
I'm low key jealous you have that.
Trust me, they are not hard to find. People, you couldn't give them away. Apparently,
I'm
know
waiting
why-
for someone to give one to me.
I'm like, I don't know why. Well, I don't know. We don't have to rehash that, but
Every
Suffice it to
convention
say,
I go
I don't
to, I never find it. I get why people want to get rid of it.
it's because they have no taste. Real answer.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, with that, I want to give an honorable mention to a book that came out this week
Ooh.
that is not DC, but it kind of
Wouldn't be the
coincides.
first time.
It's IDW.
Oh. I think I know what you're talking about.
I think I know. I think you know. I think you
I
know
what you're talking
what I'm
about.
talking about. It's a little book by a man named Jason Aaron.
Oh. He's written some stuff.
He's
But I wonder
written
what he's
some
writing for
stuff.
IDW.
Oh, a little book called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
Number 1 came
Oh,
out
man.
this week.
Hell yeah, it did.
Josh, have you taken a look at it yet? You being a major Ninja Turtles fan and all?
I have not had the chance to
So I'm-
appreciate it. No.
I think
Just
Brandon's
put it
about to
away.
pull it out.
Oh,
It's
like
a
I
damn
read it
good
yesterday.
cover too. Yeah,
Oh,
I read it
man.
on the way home today. It's actually pretty good.
Oh.
I will say I did not expect there to be. It's apparently heavily
That looks
connected to the past
great.
series,
Mhm.
but if you can pick up the pieces pretty well, I imagine, from what
Yeah.
was number 150,
Sweet.
and this would be a pretty good jumping on point. Like there's a couple of things you could just pick up on and it'll make you go what, but I think you can pretty much piece together what went on.
Mhm. Also,
Sounds good
Extra
to me.
Cell first issue has art by Joel Jones.
Yes.
Done.
Yeah, get that.
So I knew that would get you.
Yeah.
Yep. Done.
I think
And there's two other series coming with it.
Yes. Well, I don't know the other spin-offs, but I know that they're doing like the anthology book right now. And then what else is there? There's like Mutant Nation or
there's-
something.
Yeah, there's Night Thrasher or something like that. Night
Mm.
Master.
Night Thrasher. Isn't that the New Warriors character?
I know. I was going to say that's the New Warriors character. It's Night something. It's some mystery character that the whole angle is who is it? May or may not be somebody we actually know. Some person that is protecting New York City while the turtles are busy. And then there's Mutant Nation, which follows Casey Jones.
Oh, nice.
That's all I will say for now, because there is a bit of a twist to that series that I will not say, because Josh will be very surprised by it.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, man, I got Thundercats, I got Space Ghost, I got Ninja Turtles coming back to me. What a wonderful time to be alive.
I'm telling you guys, we should start that podcast, Saturday Morning Comics. It's right there. We got Ninja Turtles, we got Transformers, Thundercats, Space Ghost, G.I. Joe. It's right there waiting.
He's got a point.
I'm surprised nobody's done it yet.
He's got a point.
Biker Mice from Mars are coming back too.
Oh, Gargoyles? Darkwing Duck?
Yeah.
Is that still going?
Don't
Gargoyles?
I love Darkwing Duck, but I gave that run a try, and it wasn't like it didn't really pique my interest.
Well, I mean, it's a Disney comic.
I think it was Dynamite that both made that one, because they're making all the Disney.
Yeah, they have the rights, I guess.
Yeah.
Except for some reason, because Josh said something about like a Scrooge McDuck comic that Jason Aaron's writing, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Is that with Marvel?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm like, how does that work?
That's a good question.
They have like all the Disney villains or whatever it was, like in separate comics at Dynamite, and then they're doing a Scrooge McDuck comic at Marvel. I don't know.
It's supposed to be what Scrooge McDuck Secret War or something like that.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
So, I guess technically they can do that because it's a crossover.
Is it a crossover?
I mean, they're still in the title.
I think it's like some version of the Infinity Gems appears in Scrooge's vault or something like that.
See, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, it's a really weird premise.
Well, the description doesn't have anything about like other Marvel characters, but maybe it's I don't know.
What's it called?
Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dime.
Yeah. So it's like some version of the Infinity Gems or stones, however you want to.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't say anything.
I still like calling them the Infinity Gems because I grew up playing Marvel Superheroes War of the Gems on Super Nintendo, and that was my foray into the Infinity Stones.
Nice.
Fuck the MCU, they're gems.
You said it.
That's it.
I didn't even realize that until I read, what was it, Infinity Gauntlet, the original miniseries.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah. Huh. I didn't realize. I wasn't in the know. You can crucify me for that.
I will say this. If you get the chance, definitely play War of the Gems because it was a fun as hell game. Very difficult for a 5-year-old kid, but really fun.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. There's like multiple
areas. This does look like it would be the most fun thing in the world.
It's so much fun. It plays like an arcade game. You get to play as different heroes. You go up against different villains. Different locations have different bosses. I just remember fighting Blackheart. I think that was the only boss I could beat. Because he had a pattern. I still remember it.
That's awesome.
Fuck. Now I need to find this cartridge.
Now you need to play it. Set up the SNES.
Yes. Yeah. All right, so that's my shout out for the week is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Jason Aaron. It is hella good. This issue is primarily about Raphael. So to give it an idea, it's despite the fact that this has backstory for people that were reading the previous series, it does feel a lot like Ryan North Fantastic Four. How it started.
All separated.
Yeah, they're all separated, and each issue is focusing on a different character
Mhm.
to start, and then they'll all get back together eventually, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this issue, first one is about Raphael, second one will be Michelangelo, third one is Leonardo, and the last one is Donnie.
Which surprisingly didn't remind me of the Ryan North Fantastic Four, but kind of reminded me of the. Do you guys remember the 2007 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like 3D animated movie?
Yes.
I haven't seen that in years, but I do remember. I remember the start of it pretty vividly for some reason, and I just remember they were all kind of doing their own thing. I don't know if they were separated. I think they were still living in the sewers together, but they were all like kind of doing separate things. Where
Living their own lives.
yeah, Donnie was working like tech support. Mikey was like a party entertainer basically,
Yeah.
and I think Raph was like a vigilante or something, and
Yeah.
then Leonardo was in South America or something. I can't remember. But yeah, it was like it reminded me of that. I was like, I haven't thought about that movie forever. I should rewatch that.
I never watched it, but I played the game on Xbox 360.
Does that count?
It was one of the few games where you just play the single player mode and you get all the achievements.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I played it. It's one of 2 games I've completed. Because back then, gamer score was everything.
Mm.
Yeah, achievements are not like they used to be.
Nice. Well, I only have one book to shout out myself, and this will be brief, but a publisher I usually don't pay any attention to, Mad Cave Studios, I guess got the rights to a bunch of properties that kind of seemed like a weird pair. So they had Gatchaman, they had some other thing I don't remember. Dick Tracy, and surprise of all surprises, Flash Gordon. And they recently relaunched the Flash Gordon series with Jeremy Adams. The first issue came out last week, and I read it, and it's pretty good. For someone who has like only seen the movie, I thought it was pretty fun. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the rest of the series might have in store.
Imagine a crossover with Dick Tracy,
Flash Gordon,
and Gatchaman. Battle of the Planets.
I don't even have the brain power
How
to
would
come up with
that
something good enough for that.
work?
I don't know, but we'd have to brainstorm it for sure.
Yeah, I guess
the Battle of the Planets would have to cross over with Flash Gordon first.
I guess like Dick Tracy and Flash Gordon are kind of similar in that they're both like pulp heroes, but
yeah,
I don't know what the fuck you would do with Gatchaman.
Yeah,
he's their comedy relief.
Oh gosh, I mean, Dick Tracy would definitely comment on the duck motif.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd crack everybody up.
God damn it, Josh.
You're welcome.
I need to revisit that series because I'm very lost still about what the whole thing with the birds was. Do you remember, Brandon? Why were all their flight suits based off of birds?
Oh yeah, I don't remember. I don't know Gatchaman that well, to be honest. But yeah, I don't remember what the lore was.
Yeah, I haven't looked into that since I was a kid, so I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I honestly, for me, Gatchaman was like Gundam, where it was like I just like it because they look cool. I don't really care about the story.
Kid in the 90s, or in your case, the 2000s.
Yeah. I remember my friend had a lot of Gundam mechs that he would build. And he was like trying to teach me about the lore, and I was like, I don't care. I just want to play with them. I just like when they fight. I don't care about this story or whatever.
I mean, some of the stories are pretty dope, but like That was my major gripe with Gundam Wing is I'd watch it and like every kid in school loved Gundam Wing and we all had action figures, we'd play with them, and then we talk about the show like they showed up for like 5 minutes last night fighting. The rest of them were just sitting around talking. Like why is there so much politics?
I don't know, like this is boring. I like it when they fight.
That's all I'm here for.
It's all I care about. Honestly, I was the same way as watching Power Rangers too. So
yeah, but Power Rangers was like a lot less talking.
Yeah. Like although like high school like soap opera stuff, I'm like, when you're 10, you don't care about that stuff.
No.
I'm not in high school. I don't care. I just want to see them fight the monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Power Rangers, though. It always bugged me, and I'm happy that later series have brought this up. Is when they morph, it takes a minute for them to all just. And you're just thinking, like, okay, the monster's literally just standing there watching them do this.
We got to give them time to prepare. They don't want it to be an unfair fight.
Yeah, treat it like you're fighting Batman.
Exactly. Give them enough time to really get settled.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. that part always bugged me about Power Rangers. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. What will we talk about next? So, Josh, what do you want to talk about?
Comic books.
I know what I want to talk about. Comic books.
Is it comic books?
Honorable mentions?
I say yes.
I'm going to honorably mention the honorable mentions just to get to a point that I want to make about the very last one. Power Girl number 11. Pretty damn close to a date issue, but they managed to write it well. I gave it an 8 out of 10, so take that for what you will.
I should give you my copies of Young Romance so you can fall in love with date issues. That issue is nothing but date issues.
It's only date issues.
It's literally that's it.
Could be why I've never read it.
You'll love
Batman Dark Age number 4, I gave an 8.52. Batman the Brave and the Bold number 15 got an 8. Zatanna Bring Down the House number 2 got an 8 as well. That one was really good. Absolute Power Origins, all about Amanda Waller. That was 7. It was all right for what it was. The Nice House by the Sea number 1. This is just proof for anybody out there that's listening that thinks that, like Rob and Brandon, I just completely shit on writers for no reason. I just think that they have to find the right thing to write, and this is where Tynan fucking shines. Nice House by the Sea is a 9 for me, and just a spoiler, it's also my number 1 of the week.
Oh hell yeah! I still have to read it. I meant to read it today before I came home.
It's so good, and also I don't want to spoil anything, but if you're wondering why this series is disconnected from the previous series in terms of the cast, trust me, that gets addressed right by the end. I was shocked.
Yep.
So yeah, you'll be satisfied.
Can I ask a spoiler question?
Sure. Spoiler warning for this segment.
Is Walter in it?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Oh no, sorry, he's not. But he does get a mention.
Okay, at least gets a mention.
Yeah.
I'm okay with some kind of connection. That satisfies my curiosity for now, and I can get through the show in peace.
Oh yeah.
There you go. All right. And as far as that point that I wanted to make earlier, I mentioned Catwoman, the Legacy Cowl number 1 is also available today, as a matter of fact, but I will not be reading and cannot endorse you to read that because the idea of an NFT comic makes my stomach upset.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a cover gallery.
The fuck?
Cover gallery comic book. I don't care. It's an NFT comic book and I'm good.
Oh.
Yeah, I Googled it, I went to it, and it starts talking about the blockchain, and I'm like, pass.
So what's it called again? Catwoman, the
Legacy Cowl.
Because I saw that, and I'm like, I don't remember hearing about this at all.
Looks like a NFT SDCC exclusive.
Yep.
Hmm.
Barf.
Fans of the digital blockchain comics and collectibles going by launching Candy Digital's next chapter in the original blockchain comic Batman: The Legacy Cowl. The name of a physical digital comic titled Catwoman: The Legacy Cowl. Whatever the hell Candy Digital is.
An NFT
No
company.
idea.
That's what it is. It's an NFT company.
Hey, what the hell's the comic?
The comic is a comic that okay, so it okay, an NFT comic. Get this,
Yeah.
it's a comic you buy for
Yeah.
more than what you would pay for a regular comic book. Sometimes, let's say between 2 and 3 times the cover price of what you would normally pay for that comic book in print. And then it comes with the added bonus of you never being able to touch it.
Right. But is there a reason it's an NFT? Like, what's the appeal of the NFT? Like, I know
There
the
never
appeal
has
with
been
NFTs is like there's like rarity, it's uniqueness, and even
Yeah, I
like
can only-
the ones that DC gave out, there were
Hmm.
different grades and rarities between them. So what
I can
the
only
fuck is
assume because the story itself is exclusive to this NFT comic, so you probably won't be able to access it anywhere else.
It's
Unless you have
$10,
it, but-
and it does have
Anyways.
some sort of a scale next to it. I couldn't tell you what. I remember that there were 4 levels, I believe, and the top one was legendary. It's possible that this Catwoman comic was considered part of the legendary series, but because maybe there was 3,000 of them, but it's I don't know. I don't need to get into an NFT debate. I just don't think they're a good idea, especially not for media like this. But in any case,
no, they're not worth it.
No,
mm-mm.
not at
They're
all.
a scam. I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a controversial take.
No. I never thought in my life I'd see comic books wage war on technology even more than they already do.
Nope, makes none of the sense. It's like you just give someone absolute power and they go crazy with it.
I see what you did there.
You did?
Yes.
Wink.
But should we do a commercial break first?
Oh yeah, we probably should.
Probably should. We've been
Good.
here for a minute.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Good thinking. Good thinking. Okay. All right. I think we're good.
Okay.
All right then.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back. My arms are missing.
Oh no.
How the hell? Oh,
I don't. Do you remember where you left them?
right here.
Ah.
No, and they're gone again. What the
Wow,
fuck?
you're horrible with that shit.
Yeah, so with that, I guess I'll find my arm and we'll get into our first book, which is Absolute Power Task Force 7, number 2.
Indeed.
And this is written by John Layman, hell yeah, with art from Max Rayner, colors from Luis Guerrero, and letters from Dave Sharp, with a cover from Pete Woods. So this one focuses heavily on on Aquaman and Atlantis. And the Amazo here is called Depth Charge and is tasked with absorbing the powers of all sorts of Aqua-based characters. But while having that fight with Aquaman and Aqualad, or Tempest rather, has a run-in with the Doom
Don't
Patrol.
call me Aqualad.
Has a run-in with the Doom Patrol, who Depth Charge also takes their powers, all except for Robot Man, who doesn't really have powers because he's just a robot. He's a brain in a robot suit. There's no power to be taken, so he's still good, but everyone else is powerless, including Harry, who
Bummer.
is no longer negative. He has a corporeal body now. So,
Well, it's not all fucked up.
yeah. I mean, you
Not see-through.
you could see his hand, yeah. But that's the last time that gets addressed, because as soon as we find all that out, the adventure jumps right into Atlantis, because Tempest shows up still with his powers. He was knocked unconscious, and Robot Man tells him that the Mazo took Aquaman back into the water, and as Tempest kind of pieces together that since Aquaman is half human and he doesn't have his powers, it means he can't breathe underwater. So he won't be able to fight, and he won't be able to survive. So the Doom Patrol and Tempest head towards Atlantis, where Depth Charge is already there, and using Elasti-Woman's powers of growth, makes himself supersized and starts smashing the city like a motherfucking kaiju.
Boom.
Jackson Hyde, Aquaman, and various Atlantean soldiers stand their ground and try to fight against, but Depth Charge takes Jackson's powers, and this is when Aquaman, who is in some kind of force field cube, stands up and tells the Atlanteans to stand down. It's his fight, and he's not going to let them fight his war for him and face heavy losses. But this is when Depth Charge gets a little bit irate, saying, "You're not going to give the orders here, and I'm going to do what I do." Because apparently this all ties into Beast Girl's powers, combined with Aquaman's powers, the mind control and aquakinesis, the animal telepathy, I guess.
Yeah.
They don't work well together. So while Depth Charge is using the animal telepathy to push a bunch of sharks to do his bidding, Animal Girl's was it, I guess, just telepathy? Mental kinesiology, or however you want to pronounce
Or
it. Call it
mental influence.
Yeah, mental influence. Those combining is taking a toll on his mind. And the powers combined make his mind go
Captain Planet.
Animal. As I said it, I'm like, oh my god, what did I just do? Go a little animalistic himself and starts to lose control of his own actions, and gets a little rageful and starts smashing the city even more, throwing Aquaman's force field cube away and cracking it open slightly so water starts to rush in. Tempest and Robot Man swim over to him and beg him to just go with them to safety, even though Aquaman does not want to leave Atlantis behind.
Moving on.
They convince him, regardless, that it's for the best. Live to fight another day and all that. So they crack open the cube, take him away. Depth Charge continues to smash the city, eventually takes it over, and wins the day, and lets Amanda Waller know that Atlantis is secured, but not as valuable allies as you want them to be. They are pacified because I destroyed them all. The city is gone, and the people are unconscious, so they're under our control, but you can't use them. Also, Aquaman got away, and then we see Aquaman and the remainder of the Doom Patrol heading towards the Fortress of Solitude, where all the heroes are regrouping. And in a little backup, the second portion of the part with the story with Sarge Steele and Steve Trevor. Sarge Steele is showing Steve Trevor his new office at Sublevel D at the Bureau of Sovereignty in Gamora. In a fucking closet.
Oh my god. I just realized something.
What?
The United States Bureau of Sovereignty. Do you realize why we haven't had that acronym yet? It's USBS.
I feel like that's not what they were going for.
You don't think so?
It also works so well.
It does. Yeah, that works really well. All right, so he shows Steve Trevor his new shitty ass office, which is in a closet somewhere in the basement, with a computer that's taped together and a phone that looks like it's from the 80s. Steve obviously is not happy about it. Also opens the receiver on the phone and finds a listening device because he's a smart cookie. And this is when Charge Steel says, "Fuck it, you're too smart." Smacks him with his metal hand, knocks him out, and then calls for security detail to bring him as a prisoner to be transported to lockup. There apparently is another plan he's been planning all along, and Trevor just sped it up. The next issue, Alan Scott takes on Jade Stone, so that looks to be the Green Lantern Amazon. So, art was fairly good. Story was interesting enough. I will say right away, I'll give it a 6.5 because there's one thing that's bugging the piss out of me. Okay, there's two things that are bugging me. One's bugging the piss out of me, and one's just kind of like, it's not that big a deal, but it's kind of bugging me. The thing that's not a big deal and kind of bugging me is the last two Amazos we saw, they made points and references to make it clear which Zur-En-Arr you were dealing with. But here, either I didn't catch it, or they did not do that, and they didn't make it kind of... I know it's not that big a deal in the story. It's not like a major plot point, but I was finding it fun seeing
from which universe.
Yeah, which universe is this Amazo belonging to, right? Like, which Zur-En-Arr Batman is this? Like, just kind of fun little, like, okay, right. There's a checkpoint kind of thing, right? The last two, the Wonder Woman and Superman ones, we got a clear idea of what they were. But this one, again, if I missed it, I missed it. But it wasn't very clear to me at all. Just sounded like a dickhead. Yeah.
Just generic evil robot.
Yeah. It could be Batman 89 version, but
that psychic connection that he was sharing with the sharks was making him far more aggressive than he was supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think even from the start, when he first shows up in Atlantis, you don't really get a sense of like which Zur-En-Arr personality this might be.
Nope. Yeah. Like the Wonder Woman one, they kept saying, "Oh, he's speaking in a Victorian tone." Like, okay, that's very much Gotham by Gaslight. Like, Superman one is very like heroic, and they'll do away with you, evildoers. It's very much Adam West. So what the fuck is this?
So my question is it a generic evil robot like you guys just said, or is it just based on a generic Batman?
But
it could be that.
What I remember, like none of them were very much generic Batmans, though. That's
but
apart
also
from Batman 89.
Yeah. Also, we established that because I think, if I'm remembering correctly, during the finale of the Batman of Gotham arc, they had that whole chase through the multiverse where basically he was like planting Zur-En-Arr versions of Batman across the multiverse that then came with him. So theoretically, there are like a bunch of Batmen that ended up occupying his mind that could be just very normal, or something like that.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if I'm trying to remember, so we know there was Gotham by Gaslight. There was 66.
Yeah.
There was 89. There
Dark
was
Knight Returns.
Oh, there was Dark Knight Returns. That could
Batman
be this one
Beyond,
actually.
I know was
there was
one.
Batman Beyond. There was Red Rain.
There's Arkham Knight. I don't know if you mentioned
Arkham Knight. And I'm pretty sure animated series.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong about that. So that's actually 8. So you're probably onto something here. There might be another one I'm forgetting.
Yeah. Or just more that we didn't see, because that issue, again, if I remember correctly, it was just like we're just falling through a bunch of universes. So
so it could have just been generic Batman number 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's neither here nor there. But the thing that really is bugging me, so they made a point early on, and this is kind of bugging me from John Layman because I really like John Layman. True is one of my all-time favorite series, and it was pretty clear cut. Early on in the book, they talk about Aquaman being half human, and he loses his powers, and that means he can't breathe underwater. His human side will take over. We know who else is half human and living underwater? Jackson Hyde. You know who else got his powers taken away? Jackson Hyde. You know where the last time we saw Jackson Hyde was? Laying unconscious at the bottom of the fucking ocean. Nothing protecting him. That motherfucker's dead.
Yeah, that logic is pretty flawed.
Very flawed. Yeah, that bugged me. That kind of bugged me. So that was it.
Somebody
Also,
got to him just in time, off panel, my man. Don't
but
worry about it.
Like,
Everything's
that's
gonna be
so-
okay.
the depth charge destroyed the city. Who the
I
fuck
mean,
got him?
in sections, though, you know,
Yeah,
like
but like he's drowning. he's dead.
Mira got him, encapsulated him in a water bubble.
Yeah, where the fuck is Mira?
Rescuing Jackson.
Yeah, or Tula, or any of the other
Yeah.
Aqua family
Oh,
people.
fucking dolphin. Like,
I don't know. They're on vacation right now.
yeah, they're in Zebel.
Yeah, they're in Zebel.
Yeah,
They don't even know this is happening.
no. All right. So yeah, apart from that, 6.5. Not many other problems with it. It was an enjoyable enough story, but ultimately just there. The stuff with Sarge Steele, I honestly am starting to care a little less. I thought there'd be a bit more going on, and like, yes, there's some stuff to be seen about what this secret master plan is, what he needs Steve Trevor for, but this just the whole thing seems like, okay, last issue, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna hire you. You don't have a choice. You're my new soldier. And then next issue, this issue
Oh my
is like,
God.
yeah, by the way, fuck you. And like,
Sorry,
what
I
was
don't
the
mean to
point?
interrupt.
Because
I
then
mean,
you
to
knock
interrupt.
him out and you're like, by the way, you're arrested. Why didn't you just arrest him in the first place? And say, yeah, you're making shit up, but you're harboring Wonder Woman somehow. Like, what's with the charade? I don't. What's the
I
fucking
know you're
point?
obviously giving information.
Yeah.
Rob, I don't want to interrupt, but I'm going to interrupt because breaking news.
Oh.
We now have confirmation that I was briefly glancing at Instagram, and we now have confirmation that Jeff Lemire is writing Absolute Flash with art by Nick Rhodes. Whoa. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Detour aside, back
Mm,
to
mm,
Task Force number 7.
That's
Oh my
exciting.
God.
Right,
Hey,
Oh my
Sandy?
God. I almost fucking said Zed.
Don't do that.
What?
I need
Wait,
to go.
when?
Nothing.
When?
I was
How?
I don't
saying
know.
I was saying
Task
Task
Force
Force 7, but for some reason the first thing that wanted to come out of my mouth was Zed.
Because you are Canadian
Like,
and you
I
don't know it.
I gotta get out of here. I'll see you guys.
Tell me, my friend, when you grew up in California,
I gotta
were
leave.
you born in Ontario?
No, no, I'm a proud American for the most
Ontario, California. It's a city
No.
in California.
part. No,
Okay.
I was born in a city that has O in the beginning, but it's not Ontario.
Yeah.
That's
in
why he has
California.
such great football
No.
team taste.
I'm not Canadian. This is not true. This is impossible.
Not true. It's impossible.
It's impossible. I feel like Barney in that
confused.
episode
You
of
know it to be
How I
true.
Met Your Mother. When he
Yeah.
finds out his grandfather
It's
is Canadian.
impossible.
It's like no, it can't be true. I refuse.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
look.
just like Robin Sparkles, I will tease you about being Canadian for the rest of
No,
your life.
it's not true.
One day it might be. You have all the signs of being a Canadian.
He's gonna send me like I don't know
Poutine.
some poutine or something.
I'm
I'd
gonna
be
send
like,
you
"Oh, this is really-"
poutine and a Nanaimo bar and a Caesar.
I'm gonna be like, oh, this is really good. What is this? And you're like, oh, it's poutine. And I'm like, what is that? It's like it's a Canadian delicacy. And I'm like, spit it out. Disgusting.
Josh,
I refuse.
Josh will hate you if you do that.
Oh, at the very least, it'll hurt my fucking feelings.
Yeah.
Poutines are the greatest food in the world.
Thank you. I agree.
There is no
And-
food that is greater than a poutine. A proper
and-
poutine and only the proper poutine. The proper poutine is the only
Oh,
poutine.
Let's not get
And
into
I've been
that.
here the whole time.
Let's not get into that. What you think a proper poutine is, because you don't even know what a proper poutine is, because you
Oh,
never had Quebec poutine.
Quebec
Here we
poutine is not a
go.
proper poutine because proper poutines are allowed of all kinds in Quebec. And there is only one kind that is okay, and that is a regular size, thick, with a crispy outside shell fry, not a shoestring fry, not any other kind of fry, covered with little yummy cheese curds all over the place and smothered in a salty brown gravy that you do, in fact, then put pepper on top of. Gobble, gobble, motherfucker. I could eat a bucket of that and I would be okay if that was my Thanksgiving dinner.
Me too, I get
my
that.
God.
I'll take that with one piece of like KFC.
I don't need the KFC. I don't mean like throw me a
just needs
slice
to-
of
I
cherry
need,
pie.
I need some kind of like poultry on Thanksgiving. You just give me a breast of KFC on the side. Give me the bucket of poutine. That's my Thanksgiving dinner.
Mhm.
And you got to finish it off with apple pie
You're gross.
or
Naturally.
pumpkin pie.
You're
Apple
gross.
pie. For
Cherry
Thanksgiving? Are you kidding me?
Cherry pie. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I don't like either one
We
of those.
always
I don't
have
like cherry
pumpkin
pie.
Any
I've never
kind of
liked
fruit
cherry
pie would be good. Sweet potato pie is good. Any kind
I've
of
never
fruit
loved
pie
sweet
is good.
potato pie either. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't had a really good one. My grandma used to make them, and I was like, not really for me.
I like those better than a pumpkin pie. I'm not a pumpkin pie
Mm.
fan. I don't like pumpkin pie, and I don't like apple
I feel
pie,
like
really.
pumpkin-
And, like I'll
pumpkin
eat them
is-
if I have to.
Yeah, pumpkin is a very specific taste. You either like it or
Yeah.
you don't.
Apple is sweet.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
also
like-
like a sweet potato pie, you have to have the right pumpkin pie. Like you can have an amazing pumpkin pie, but there's also really bad pumpkin pies.
That's
It's
true.
just like
yeah.
apple pies are just like all these different tastes and textures all slopped together into a fucking wedge, and I can't
What are you
handle that,
talking
man.
about?
It's just I can't
it's-
handle that.
Okay, there is like three textures in there. There's the chunky apple, there's the creamy filling, and there's the crispy crust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it
But the apple is
confuses
the
my
best
mouth.
part for
Can't do
me.
it.
I don't
Dude,
know.
no.
People complain. They're like, "Oh, it's too mushy." I'm like, "That's what makes it good."
Yeah.
I mean, if it was just mushy, okay, but it's got other things going on there too, and I can't do it. I can't do it. And it's even worse if they put in too much sugar and it gets gritty. Oh my god, I can't swallow it. If it, it's
You're
that.
saying all the right things, man.
It's not,
I
it's not
love
even
it.
just sugar. Like there's the cinnamon.
Yeah.
To me, cinnamon is what makes a great apple pie.
Oh man.
You want?
I want apple
now, don't
pie.
you?
Now I do. Well, because I was
Yeah.
thinking about like cinnamon pie with apple on the top and like
Oh,
a
hell
scoop
yeah.
of ice cream. Oh, that sounds so
Yeah.
good.
Honestly, like I could do without ice cream on the pie.
Oh,
No,
I,
no whipped
What?
topping, no ice cream.
I
That's-
love
No, on a hot pie.
a medium-sized scoop of ice cream on a slice of pie.
Yeah, like
Oh,
it's like
that's
together, it's really good. But like it's if I'm eating pie, I'm eating pie. I don't need the ice cream.
Okay, here's the thing.
It's
Like,
I
if
want my
it's that,
pie and nothing else.
if
That's
it's
it.
that scoop of ice cream on top of your pie, on top of your warm pie, then like the only one that really works for me, but it's the best anyway, is French vanilla.
I mean, that's the only one to do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yum.
Yeah.
But
Well,
here's my
French
problem.
Yeah, French vanilla with most pies is pretty good.
Yeah. Here's my problem with that. You get a nice medium-sized scoop of French vanilla ice cream. You plop it on top of a slice of warm apple pie. What's going to happen to that ice cream? It's going to melt super quickly. And next thing you know, most of that scoop, you're drinking with a straw. And
I
then it's
mean-
making the rest of the pie mushy, and that's not the point of a pie.
I mean, yes, but also
All
like
of a sudden, though, it is now all the same texture, and Josh can eat it.
I'm just saying, when the flavoring of the vanilla kind of seeps into the pie, that makes
That
it
is
even better for
delicious.
me.
Yes,
that is
really
great.
good. But
Mhm.
it does kind of
Fruit
ruin the
pies, though.
pie for me in terms of like mushiness.
Mm.
The flavor together is good, but the rest of the pie is just like
Strawberry.
Also-
root.
hard.
Hot take: I don't mind melted ice cream. I don't mind
No.
drinking my ice cream.
You guys are gonna
I
think
get it,
I'm
too.
weird.
Out of a cup, I'll do it, not on a fucking plate.
When I scoop it, when my ice cream comes out of the freezer and goes into a bowl, I get a big bowl because I'm a fatty and I have to eat
It's
that
no
much.
shame. I did that yesterday.
Then it goes into the microwave for 20 seconds every single time.
Okay, that is a little odd, but
That's
I know, but
I like
rather-
letting it melt and then I'll
Mm-mm.
drink it down. But
No,
I like
Take a
I like
second.
eating ice cream, not milk.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just it just makes it a little softer. That's all.
Am I weird for getting like
Probably,
3
but-
scoops of ice cream, putting it in a bowl, and then pouring like a layer of milk under it?
I'm not going to say
okay,
it's weird, but I've never heard of that before.
I've done that recently. I don't know why. It
It's
doesn't really
good.
change the flavor. It just I don't know. It just kind of tastes good.
Yeah, it
Now it's
does
breakfast.
change the flavor
Yeah,
a little bit,
basically.
because it makes it kind of taste like fresh dairy was made, which is a different kind of taste. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's no weirder to me than microwaving my ice cream, or the fact that if I do eat cake, which I am totally a pie guy and not that much of a cake man, even though
Hallelujah.
I bake some
Yes.
amazing cakes. When I eat cake, I have to put it into a bowl so I can pour milk in it.
Oh, that is the way. Dude,
that oddly sounds
a
good.
rich,
So it wasn't
a
leftover
rich
color, I would
chocolate
do that.
cake with like milk surrounding it.
Mm.
That is heaven.
Oh, I'm telling you, dude.
I might need to try
Yum,
that.
yum, yum,
I
yum,
know, we
yum.
gotta stop talking about this. This is a big
Yeah.
for ice cream.
Oh,
The,
shit,
the one
yeah.
thing that makes it better, you get a nice big bowl of your favorite kind of ice cream,
Mhm.
pour some chocolate sauce on that bad boy,
Oh man, dude.
and a breast of KFC chicken on the side.
What the fuck?
It's great.
I'm not gonna eat
You going
chicken with
right
ice
in.
cream.
You going what?
No.
You
And
put
he's
a
like-
breast of KFC chicken on any plate, and it makes it better.
I mean, I'll eat that first, and then I'll eat
Yeah.
the ice cream
That's-
second.
Doesn't matter what order you eat it in. That KFC chicken's fucking god.
Shouldn't be
I
on the
really
same
want
plate as ice
KFC
cream.
right now.
I,
I'm not saying it has to be on the same plate. It's on the side.
The way you said it at first was like,
Yeah, it was like,
we're gonna put it on the plate at the
shake
same
plate.
time. We're gonna
it's
take
like
a bite of
scoop of ice
chicken
cream,
and then a scoop
bite
of
of
ice
chicken.
cream.
Scoop of ice cream.
Hell
bite.
yeah.
and like I said before, if it's a plate, it's not where ice cream belongs. It belongs in a bowl or a cup or a cone,
Wow.
not a
But what
flat
if you-
surface.
What if you have like a slice of cake, and then you put a little scoop of ice cream on top of that? You
I've
can put
already
that in a
covered.
bowl or on
I
a
don't
plate.
do that.
You,
I would put it in a bowl.
Okay,
over to the
what about
side
like
and putting it together is just as good as having milk on it.
yeah? But I'm like when you're at a restaurant or something, and they do like the
Yeah.
birthday thing, and they bring you out a slice of cake with a little scoop of ice cream. They put that on a plate.
I don't
Right?
think I've ever seen any restaurant in Canada do that. Whipped
When
cream,
you
sure.
out taking ice cream,
I gotta send a picture.
Like
I
at
feel like that's
home,
pretty
sure,
standard.
but like
yeah,
I've had it in a bowl.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Like if you're at a restaurant, they give you a piece of cake. They put like whipped topping on it.
Yeah, but
not ice cream,
like
though.
sometimes that topping is like a little scoop of ice cream, and they'll put that on a plate.
No, I mean like whipped cream. Like the aerosol.
Yeah, well, I mean that too, but
Yeah, but like that's it. No ice cream.
huh?
Yeah.
poor guy.
No.
Here. This is like a picture of like molten lava cake.
Mm.
That's good cake. How do we do this every time?
Oh
know.
man, what were we even talking about?
How did we
Hey,
start
task
talking about
force.
pie? Oh, molten lava cake.
I
is good.
think we
I've
are.
never seen molten lava cake with ice cream though.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's so good.
This
Oh,
is
it's
fall.
I
really
do agree when it melts onto the plate. That is kind of frustrating, but it's so good.
Especially a plate that small. That is going to
Yeah.
overflow.
You just got to eat it fast. Just shovel down the ice cream and then you get to the
That's
cake.
that kind of like not the point because I want to savor my cake. I want to enjoy it.
No,
Oh,
No,
you
shovel
get
it down.
that
eat it fast.
that lava cake when it's molten hot and a fresh ass scoop of. Now with the lava cake, the best ice cream to have with it is not French vanilla; it is cookies and cream. And then you take a bite of that and you mix it with some of the ice cream and you eat them together, super duper hot and super duper
Yeah.
cold at the same time. Like
It evens
like-
out and it tastes so
like-
good.
it's consider it the cake version of popcorn and M&Ms.
Yeah. So you get a scoop of piping hot molten lava cake and with some ice cold ice cream, and then one side of your mouth is burning and the other side is freezing.
You don't know how to eat, right?
I mean,
That's all there is to it. You don't.
What, do you mix it on the spoon? Like, you're gonna burn your tongue and
It's
freeze
an
the roof of your
all-encompass.
mouth.
It's an all-in. Not if you do it right. The timing needs to be there. You can do it.
How do
I
you
have
do it
faith in
right?
you.
How do you do it?
Well,
right?
it's like, okay, you take a scoop of ice cream, right?
Yeah.
Take a little scoop of the cake, right?
Yeah.
Just layer it on top of each other and then eat
Uh-huh.
it at the same time.
Okay. But at some
And it
point,
just
some
blends
part of
in
your
your
mouth
mouth.
is going to like touch the piping hot cake.
Yeah, but it blends in your mouth, so like it's hot, but it's also cold, so it just evens out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you burn the roof of your mouth, the ice cream can cool it down.
It
Exactly.
doesn't burn.
But also, like, yeah, that's the thing. It's not that hot.
I
It's like warm, but it's not burning.
If it's warm cake, the ice cream is just gonna make it like cold.
Not immediately. It's only at the top, so it only makes the top cold.
I
So
think
if you
I'm fine
take a-
just have
Look,
my
dude,
cake by
look,
itself.
look.
I'll have my cake by
Rob, no.
itself.
We're not backing out of this one. Now that we have derailed this fucking show so fucking long with goddamn cake. You are listening to this and you are going to do it,
Oh
sir.
my god.
No.
You have had everyone in my household take a piece of bread,
Yeah.
toast,
Yeah.
egg,
Yeah.
and honey,
Yeah.
and peanut butter,
Yeah.
and all kinds of other cheese.
That's it. Not all
And-
kinds of it,
and-
just the extra cheese. That's it.
Bruh, that's weird enough.
It's not
And
weird
we
enough.
eat
That's
that
a
as
breakfast sandwich.
That's not a breakfast sandwich. That's a weird ass concoction.
You're a weird
And
ass.
you said,
concoction.
"Trust me, bro. Just try it." Everybody
Yes.
did. I am not kidding. The only one that liked it was Dash, and Dash likes really weird shit to begin with. But none
You
of the
said
rest.
Holly said it was okay.
Yeah, she was
Not that
being
she
nice.
didn't like it.
But I'm sure of it. She had to have been. But so I trusted you, and even though going
I
into it
trusted
to
you.
me, toast,
You are my
egg,
brother,
honey,
Anakin.
peanut butter, and cheese, the most. I mean, it's like, what are 5 things you don't want together on your sandwich, sir? This
So you
one.
never had cheese on your egg?
Yeah, have I ever put cheese on my egg? Yes. Have I ever put cheese with peanut butter? No.
Have you ever had egg on a sandwich?
One of my favorite kinds of sandwiches is fried eggs,
Okay, so there's 3 things together right away that are fine.
but they don't intermingle. Like on their own, fine, but then you throw in the peanut butter and the honey, and you have made all kinds of laws invalid. You're just
Okay,
you're fucking with nature, son.
hang on.
I feel like
No.
peanut butter
I don't need that
Right.
argument because
I'm
we
not
already
gonna
tried
argue.
it.
I'm gonna
Now
explain-
you're
I'm
going
gonna
to trust
explain
us
it.
and try
Gonna
what we
explain
have asked you to do.
I will try it, but I want to explain. The egg is your breakfast, okay? The cheese adds flavor. The honey is for sweetness. The peanut butter is for protein and savory. And
You
the
do know
bread,
that eggs come with protein.
yes, but the egg is the breakfast. The bread puts
With
it all
protein,
together.
where you want protein.
Okay, it's just extra fucking protein, but the peanut butter is also savory. Stop like being stuck on the protein. The peanut butter is also part of the savory. All right,
God.
and then the bread is to hold it all together in one complete package.
No,
Yes,
no.
it's perfect. My
No.
wife fucking loves that sandwich.
Absolutely
Every so
not.
often, she's like, "You need to make your legendary peanut butter fried egg." I'm like, okay, done.
Yeah. Okay, well, I didn't know that she was such a massive stoner, but
She hasn't.
that
even
doesn't
she
change.
No, she never. And look,
This-
maybe it's because you smoke weed, you don't. Maybe it's the opposite effect. If you're a stoner, you don't like the sandwich because
no,
she's
I-
never touched weed and she loves it. You touch
I-
weed and
that-
you hate it.
It's not it, man. That's not it. That's not it.
You sound like a stoner. as you
egg-
said.
Egg
It's not it,
peanut
man.
butter.
It's
That's-
not it, man.
This fucking
Oh,
guy.
man.
Egg and peanut butter you can't have together. Egg and honey you can't have together.
You can't
Honey
have
and
it together.
cheese,
I'll
you
have it
can't
every
have-
weekend.
Peanut butter and cheese you can't have together. That's
Why not?
wrong.
Why not?
Because it's gross.
You know what I made a few weeks ago? And I'm not talking about my deli sandwich. I'm talking about another one. It's a simple, quick, and easy sandwich. I even had one today before we started the show. Ange made it for me. You take 2 Eggo waffles, toast them. Peanut butter. Yes, waffles. Eggo waffles.
I'm with you.
Toaster waffles, okay? Peanut butter on each, right? Simple. A little bit of syrup on one, smashed together, waffle sandwich down the hatch.
That's great.
Thank you.
That sounds great.
But Josh's going to hate it because there's peanut butter on it.
Well, okay. If you put like a slice of cheddar cheese in the middle of that, that would be, I don't know. I would have to try it to see. But
yeah, I don't know about syrup and cheese.
Yeah.
But like peanut butter and cheese is not that bad together. I wouldn't eat it by itself, but when you have it mixed together with other flavors, it's not that bad.
It was like the fucking weird ass sandwich Dash wants is peanut butter, jelly, and pickles.
My niece and nephew actually love that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what it is. Those are just one of these things. Just don't belong here.
Peanut butter and pickles. Ugh,
Mhm.
That's terrible.
Peanut butter and pickles, jelly and pickles. Neither one of those are okay. Like all three are good on their own. 2 of them are good together.
Yeah, because the like pickles already have a super strong juice. It just would.
That's a soggy sandwich.
But if he likes it, then you know.
It's like you
If he
put the
likes it,
pickles
he
in
likes
between
that.
it.
I hate pickles though.
Peanut butter on one side, jelly on the other, and then lay the pickles down.
I don't mind like pickle juice. I don't like the taste of pickles though, like regular pickles. They're too slimy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like pickles. But
yeah.
did we like the arrow? There's something
I
that's
don't even
we
know.
can transition to.
Do you guys want to give your score for Task Force 7 first?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I
don't have much to say.
I don't
We don't
either.
have to talk about the book. Just give your scores.
I gave it a 7 out of 10. I'm confused as to what the whole point of having the whole Steve Trevor subplot going on just to have it all yanked out. None of that made any sense. The rest of it was all right, and the art is pretty good. Pretty dang good. So 7 out of 10 for me.
7.25 out of 10. I gave it a little extra just because I like seeing the Doom Patrol.
Right.
Yeah. And Aquaman too.
That's what carried that, man. Yeah. And that Aquaman seems like he may have something to do with helping fix this little situation here.
Yeah. But let's try and take a shot at our next one. So take a shot.
It works.
Anyway,
go.
Unless you want to keep talking about sandwiches, which
I am tempted to tell you about the deli sandwich I made last week.
No,
I do want to hear about it, but
I can just very very simply. It's toast, peanut butter, apple pie jam, and Black Forest ham.
Ham and. Actually, I don't know what ham and peanut butter would taste like.
Gross.
It's not your typical ham. It's Black Forest ham, so it's got a bit of a savory flavor to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really,
I usually only eat like honeyed ham. I feel like that would be pretty good with peanut butter because it's sweeter.
Yeah. It was just like an idea I had at the time. Like maybe I'll try it because I like trying random shit just to see how it tastes. And I didn't have high hopes for it, but then I had it at work the next day. It was actually fucking delicious. Heat it up a little bit, 20 seconds in the microwave. So fucking good.
Okay. After I'm gonna ask what bread you use because that might be important.
Oh, just like brown Dempster's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to talk about? Oh, Green Arrow.
Yeah. That's all the time we have for the geek.
Yeah. See you next week.
Yeah. The show will be back next week.
Oh my god. Okay. Green Arrow number 14. Written by Joshua Williamson. Art by fucking I'm on K. I'm not prepared for this clearly. Because I'm still thinking about sandwiches and
I get
pie.
Josh is always thinking about sandwiches.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sandwich does sound good though.
All Art by Amon K. Nahuelpan and Sean Isaacs. Colors by Romulo Fajardo Jr. And a cover by Phil Hester and Romulo Fajardo Jr. Honestly, I can summarize this issue pretty quickly because not a whole lot happens. But basically, after they were able to bust Cheshire in the last issue, and after all the Amazos have made their way across the globe to steal powers, the Arrow family is told to sit still on the island by Batman and Nightwing, who, one, are doing it for their protection, but two, also just in case they need backup heroes in the event that they need someone to bail them out if things get worse. Roy is like, fuck that, I'm leaving, and we're going to go find someone who can help us with this. So they decide to track down Professor Ivo, and of course, Cheshire is able to get the deets on that. So they make their way to the desert in Death Valley and are able to track down Professor Ivo. And even though he is not happy that Waller has co-opted all of his Amazos, he is not going to help the Arrows because he wouldn't bring himself to that level. So he activates his defense system, which is none other than the reanimated corpse of Tomorrow Woman from JLA. Whoa, what a throwback. So it's Tomorrow Woman versus the Arrow fam, and they are sorely outmatched. Ivo manages to escape, but not before his little dune buggy is brought down by the task force, and specifically Bright shows up to save him and bring him to Waller. Yeah, that's pretty much it, aside from a couple of other moments where we get a little bit more character work with Connor, who's now suited up as Green Arrow again. I thought it was a solid issue. I'm tempted to say I enjoyed it a little bit more than last month, and I did really enjoy last month's issue. But this one was, I think, a little better just because it felt like the Arrow family got a little more time to shine and interact in this one instead of it just being Roy and Cheshire. So really appreciated that. I love the moment between Mia and Connor, especially the fact that Mia is the first person to talk to Connor and be like, you're dressed as Green Arrow. We're going to talk about that, given their long history. So I thought it was good. The whole like absolute power angle, it is what it is, but I feel like it's just kind of an excuse to let the Arrow family have their moment. So I'm down with that. So I gave this an 8.25 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about I'm done. Now we can get back to the important stuff.
All right. So, like, the best at-home sandwich to make.
Oh, my God.
I don't care what anybody says. Brandon's probably going to go gross. But, all right. So, you get either, like, an 11 oat or a pumpernickel or a wheat bread, and you toast it lightly. Light layer of mayonnaise on one side. And then you use either Old Tavern ham, and if you can't get that, then Black Forest ham. Put on a decent layering of that. Layer that with a slice of Swiss cheese. Okay?
Right.
You place one more folded slice of the ham on top of that cheese, and then another piece of cheese on top of that. You do meat, the Swiss cheese, one more folded piece of meat, and then you put a slice of Asiago cheese on there. And on the other piece of the bread, you put deli mustard, stone ground mustard,
Right.
and Parmesan, salt, and pepper. Put that sucker together.
Slathering that in cheese. I love it.
That sounds good.
That's a 3-cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you're up to it, if you will, I strongly suggest putting baby spinach on that as a lettuce.
Ooh.
Oh, hell yeah. I would
sounds
replace the
delicious.
bread because I don't love pumpernickel. I would probably do like sourdough or something.
Like
Sourdough would be great. Rye.
like a wheat, a
Oh,
pumpernickel, well, like a rye, or like an 11 oat or
What
like
about
multi-grain.
brioche.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of bread. That's a lot of bread for a big ass thick sandwich
you'd have to-
already.
you'd have
But
to
if
be
you
careful when
can
you toast
unhinge
it,
your
though.
jaw,
I got a pretty big mouth, don't worry.
there you go, buddy. Tear it up, man.
Oh, this is a kid's show.
What? I just talk a lot. I don't know what you're
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And one thing to add to that sandwich, put some peanut butter on the bottom bun.
You're so gross.
Dude, peanut butter and mustard?
At least I didn't say
No.
ketchup.
Gross. Just gross.
Yeah.
Now, far as Green Arrow goes, not that much to really say about it. Ollie's still bad, still obviously helping Waller for real. There wasn't like a I'm setting this up and helping the kids thing. He set him up, realized he fucked up, sent him after the right shit. I mean, everything looks good. That's about all I got though. Not a whole lot happens, but it
Yeah.
looked decent. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. It's definitely not like a important issue because nothing happens, but it's all right.
Yeah. It's definitely feels like set up for more story. Like this is just here's the first issue of this arc.
Right.
Realistically, like the Arrow family's going on their next mission to try and figure out what the fuck's going on. It's going to be what they'll be doing for the remainder of Absolute Power, I imagine, because what the fuck else are they going to do?
They got to do something, right?
Yeah, they can't just stay on the island like Batman suggested heavily. If we fail, you guys need to pick up the slack. And Roy's like, no, you're not going to fail.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Okay. Tomorrow Woman was a nice surprise.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
I know. I was like,
really
whoa.
Yeah, that was very surprising. Was fucking Tio Morrow in? No, he's mentioned. His Ivo was like, maybe I'll go see what Tio Morrow's up to. Yeah, so we'll see. How I forget. I read it today and I already forget. How did it end?
She like I don't remember if she exploded or something, but yeah, it was like she was created. I mean, it says in this issue, but yeah, she was created to infiltrate the Justice League, and they were doing recruitment in like issue 8 or 9 or something like that.
I remember the arc.
Yeah, and then I don't remember how she malfunctioned. I want to say it was some kind of system failure, explosion, or something like that. But yeah, no, I mean, I suppose there's a way that her robot body could have been recovered somehow.
Yeah,
I'd have to reread that issue.
There's always a way.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I don't remember how this issue ended, but I don't know why. That's really weird, but we'll see what happens. The Arrow family is making some moves. I do hope this. Well, I mean, Roy's pretty heavily on Arsenal, but I was gonna say like I really hope this kind of leads Roy back into becoming Red Arrow again, which I think would be really cool. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen at this point.
Yeah, not that now that Emiko kind of has the name.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess you could have 2 Red Arrows, but
dreams can be dreams. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll give it a excuse me, an 8 out of 10. It was a solid issue, but it was very much a setup issue.
Alrighty then. Well, I'm gonna do my best to speed on through the next review, and that is Flash number 11. Written by Simon Spurrier, art from Ramon Perez, colors from Matt Herms, and the cover from Mike Diodato Jr., one of Brandon's favorite artists, and João Canola. There is like a lot of back and forth in this issue, as well as long conversations that take place during the back and forth. So I'm going to try and make this as easy to digest and go through, because it'll be way easier on me and hopefully easier on you. This is me trying to keep it simple. The heroes that are left behind, the kids, Linda, Max, and the rest, are working together to figure out what's going on, and they're able to. It turns out that they have determined the Speed Force isn't just for speed. All of the forces, all of them, aren't different forces. They're all part of the same force. And that source of the force is time. Time is what makes up all the forces.
Of
And
course.
not just that, but Max shares the source that the source is actually something that's alive. And that while speedsters feed and thrive and use the gift of the forces, they offer something back in exchange, like a back and forth relationship. I'm forgetting what the quid pro quo kind of thing. They get their powers, and the source, this beast of time, whatever it is, gets to breathe in the speedster's love, of which I guess we could all agree they've got a shit ton of abundance in the speedster family.
Or experience the love, I think is kind of what it meant. It was like
Yeah,
we get to live vicariously through these speedsters and their loving relationships, basically.
there you go.
Yeah.
And at the exact same time, all of this is being explained to Wally in a little bit of a different way. The stillness and the archangels working together to kill themselves and time, because it is change that's what is torturing them. And change happens because of time. And Wally is how they're going to make it happen. He has hardly any pull of himself left, but the stillness pull him out a little bit more so that he can focus on ending their pain. It seems as though they've been convincing him that the pain of his loved ones are directly tied to the pain that the stillness feels, and that the archangels they need to make sure that their plan succeeds to make that stop happening. They push and push Wally, and once they give him that one last push, and I guess firing him like a gun, they even say ready, arm, deploy, so maybe more like a missile. It seems like Wally has been shot and is all out of the flash or anything else, and he's just like there in the middle of nothing. I can't even really tell if he's still running or if he's like skidding to a stop or has already. It's indeterminate, but that's pretty much the story. First, the art. I really like a large bit of it. Colors were awesome. There were some panels that I think could have been better with the inks for sure. This is a hard book this week because I've not really been myself this much. I can't argue a whole lot for it like I usually do if needed. Alacrity of mind isn't there, but I I do understand what's going on. I know many people might not like this, but I do like it, and I think we're opening up a whole bunch of new possibilities with the forces. And for Wally and Barry in particular, I think once we get past whatever this big event will be, I think once we get past it, things will look way different for the Flash family, or at least for the two of those. And if not way different, at least something significant's going to change. I'm looking forward to seeing how this ends because I've enjoyed it so far. I imagine it can't be around too much longer, and how incredible our normal heroes are, while seeing how basic-minded these omnipotent enemies can be. I like it a lot. I gave it an 8.25 out of 10.
So I'm happy you were able to explain some of that to me because I was very fucking confused most of this issue.
Yeah.
The only thing I really took away was the speed force and all the forces are shared through time. They're all made of time and they're all the same thing, just various things in time.
Spectrum, you might say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word they use in this issue, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
they're doing a Green Lantern thing.
Yeah. So I'm sufficiently lost now. Like I think all the questions I had have been answered at this point, and now they're giving me answers for questions I didn't know how to ask.
Dun dun dun.
So
That's a good way to put it.
yeah. Yeah, Cy Spurrier is doing his thing with Flash, and I am screwed.
Eagerly looking forward to the next guy.
I won't say that because I think Cy Spurrier could do some really cool stuff with the Flash when he calms down a bit. Maybe comes back to reality.
It'll be interesting to see what reality is when we get all done with his run, or at least where he's going with,
Or at
this
least
book.
done with this arc, and then
Yeah,
hopefully
which
move on to
part 11 of question mark.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. and there's something going on with Linda still. And I'm just like, there's so many moving parts, so many things going on. It's hard to keep track. When did they save Max? I don't even remember that.
I want to say
Like-
that was like issue 7 or something when Inspector Pilgrim kind of came in and saved them, and then they was like, oh, but you're actually the problem, so I'm gonna freeze you. But wait, no, speedsters aren't bad, and I know that now, so I'm gonna free you. And yeah, there's a lot going on.
But then Max was there, so he must
Yeah,
have like
after he
gone
got
to wherever
arrested.
Max got stuck,
Yes.
which
Yeah,
I
Jay
still don't
figured out
really
how to
know
do
where
that.
that is. Oh, okay.
It was like some plane of the Speed Force, basically, like that creepy realm with the stillness.
Speed
or
Force
whatever.
Desert.
Yeah.
Remember when the Flash was simple? You had a question and just a simple answer was Speed Force. I didn't need an answer. I didn't
Flash
need to
facts,
know.
son.
I didn't need to know how the Speed Force worked. I didn't need to know why the Speed Force was making these things happen. Right? Flash has a new power. Speed Force. You had such an easy out. Why do we need this?
I won't.
I mean,
pretend that
maybe
the
for Flash fans, they want a little bit more.
Well, yeah, I won't pretend that the Flash was always super simple, but what you're getting at is a problem that I want to address in my
Is what's the Speed Force?
No, not what's the Speed Force, but when
Because Speed Force.
when concepts become more important than character, to the
Yeah.
point where it's like it is pretty much just a plot-based story, and you have some nice character moments now and then, but like this issue for me was because I felt lost for like
Yeah.
60% of it, and I like I don't think I'm very smart, but I think I have a decent amount of intelligence to the point where I can read something and understand most of what is happening. But a lot of what was being said in this, I was completely fucking lost. It just felt like
Yeah.
techno babble, and it kind of really highlighted a problem with this run, which is every now and then you'll get some nice character moments between people or for Wally, but for the most part it feels like, and if I guess it's kind of been the problem since the start, which is it has some interesting ideas, but it doesn't know how to tether them with the characters that you love, which is the whole point of reading this book. What made Jeremy Adams' book so successful was because regardless of what the story was, and I won't pretend they were award-winning stories, but you wanted to keep reading them because you love Wally, because he's a character that is endearing and enjoyable in the way that Jeremy Adams was writing him was someone you wanted to follow. But for this, it's like it's all just concept, and Wally's like lost through half of it, and he's like, what's Speed Force love, like just asking questions, and it's like I can't care about this because I don't care about Wally or really anyone else, so it doesn't feel like I'm connected to anything.
That's
you could say
good way to put
I'm
it.
not
Actually
grounded,
makes sense
just
to
like
me.
Wally. Yeah,
That's
Wally is
why-
not grounded
one of
in
my
reality.
biggest issues with it.
I'm not grounded with the story.
Yeah. I was gonna put it as like, so I very recently found out that I'm on the spectrum, and due to that is a major reason why. And I've always known my whole life that I have an issue with it, but I have trouble with metaphor and understanding certain metaphor. And this whole issue to me was like every time the Archangels were talking, they were speaking in metaphor somehow, and I didn't understand a damn thing they were saying. I still don't.
Let me be your angry Obama interpreter.
Please do.
Basically, they want to fucking kill time, and time is the Speed Force, kind of. Or what is it? What do they call it? The Great
Upheaval.
Change. The deep change.
The deep change. Yeah, the deep change.
Deep change.
So basically, the stillness are bored out of their minds. They've seen everything. They've done everything.
That part I get.
Haven't experienced anything other than death, and they want to, but they can't kill themselves. The archangels are actually being tortured by change. They feel physical and mental pain from change that occurs, and they've been trying to figure out how to make sure that change stops. And they have deduced that the only possible way to do so is to kill time. But they cannot kill time without the help of the stillness. So they have offered to kill the stillness in exchange for the stillness to help them kill time. And apparently Wally West is the bullet they need to fire to make that happen.
Well, Wally West is the gun. The bullet
Yeah.
is the crown of thorns.
Yeah, there you go.
So that their whole thing about like, oh, we need Wally to be a blank vessel free of distractions. The whole reason he's been in the gallery or whatever the hell it was called was
And
so they
start
could get him
wiping
to a
him away.
state. Yeah, get him to a state where he's just a blank slate, and then they could fill him with the. And this is like this shit is needlessly complicated, but
Yeah,
Basically,
like, as you're
he's a
explaining
blank
to me in
slate.
layman's terms, I'm still having trouble following.
I'd like imagine it like this: Wally was a loaded gun.
yeah,
That gun was filled with the memories and experiences of his life, but by
Right.
dropping to a lower plane, all of those bullets were stripped away. And now that he's empty, they're replacing those bullets with thorn bullets that will kill time. Does that make sense? That's still metaphor, but does that make sense?
yeah. But why Thawne?
Because he's the anti-Flash.
And I assume his connection to the negative Speed Force coinciding with the regular Speed Force will cause a destructive effect or something like that. I don't know.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay, but why male models? Okay, some
Fashion choice.
Zoolander reference that apparently is lost on everyone.
I have not
I-
seen Zoolander, so
I thought it was funny.
My
You
head.
haven't? Oh man,
I haven't actually. No.
Don't
That's
watch
one of
the
those ones I
second
gotta
one,
see.
but the first one is fantastic.
That's the one
Yeah.
with Ben Stiller, right?
Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson.
Yeah. I've seen like clips, but I've never actually
Yeah.
seen the full movie.
It is so fucking good.
I gotta watch that.
I don't know how Josh feels about Zoolander, but I love it.
I've actually never watched Zoolander.
What?
I'm not that big of a Ben Stiller fan. Like
Neither am I.
literally the only thing that I've ever enjoyed him in was Dodgeball.
Oh my god! I thought you were about to
Yeah,
say Night at the Museum or something,
No.
or Madagascar.
I am
Nope.
with you, Josh. I'm not a Ben Stiller fan, but Zoolander and Tropic Thunder are up there for me as Ben Stiller movies.
That's
thing
funny.
is,
I don't
when it
think I've
comes to
ever
Tropic
seen Tropic
Thunder,
Thunder either.
Ben
No,
Stiller's
I have.
like
Yes, I have.
maybe the dullest part of the whole movie, but because when people talk about Tropic Thunder, nobody talks about Ben Stiller's character. They talk about everything else in the fucking movie. But Zoolander is definitely a Ben Stiller movie that is a must-watch.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
Yeah, and there's something about Mary because there's something about that movie that I love.
That
Nice.
movie was really, really weird.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
Speaking of weird,
anyway, so
you wanna
okay,
get
so
nuts?
so
Let's
so
get nuts.
I'll give it. What did I give it? The 7.
Oh, you love it.
I'd give it a 7 because
Yeah.
I do. If I'm understanding what's going on with the rest of the forces, I do like that, and I hope that they do something with that this time and not just like bring it up and leave it alone.
Hey, dude, I swear to God. I swear to God. If they just drop it again, and if that doesn't get taken someplace, I'm hedging all of my bets on that and how it's going to relate to the Flash family. And
Yeah.
if it falls flat, I'm gonna freak out. Just
And I
being
like-
honest.
Yeah, and I liked the art in this issue. So
yeah. I guess another positive is they have been using the Flash family a lot, which is
yeah,
I appreciate that. Like they're not just complacent or sitting around or prisoners. Like they're actually active. They play active roles. So that's
I
cool.
mean to a certain degree because you say they're not just sitting around, and the whole issue was them
Well,
just standing
okay,
around.
I mean,
In
I
this
mean,
particular
right now,
issue.
right now, this particular issue.
yeah,
The kids took off too, so
yeah, and
they're getting
they,
there. It's like
They
fucking
ran
Bart
off to
and
stand
Avery.
around and watch
Yeah.
villains be like done. They ran away to stand around somewhere else.
All right. You gave it a 7, though?
7.
Were you being serious or were you just clowning around?
Serious.
All right. Well, then start clowning around.
Super serious. You can't make me. You're not my supervisor.
Wait, did either of us give our scores?
Yeah, did you guys give scores?
I don't think so. I mean, mine's a 7 too, but
Yeah, I gave the thing 8.25.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. So, speaking of
Fair
clowns, let's send
Fair
the
enough.
clowns in. Harley Quinn, number 42.
I definitely feel like I'm in a circus right now.
So, how about that sandwich?
Oh,
A
shut
complete
up,
coincidence
dude.
How about
as I see Brandon eat
hungry.
something. What are you eating?
It's just an apple.
Apple. Okay.
That
Apple
don't belong
in
on
a
sandwich.
pie by any chance? No.
Gross.
I wish.
Right? A little bit of cinnamon and some French vanilla ice cream on top.
Now you're
Between
just
two
being
slices
cruel.
of bread and make it a sandwich.
What? God, you're just broken, dude.
Apple pie sandwich.
It could
Broken.
work.
Good one.
Broken.
Have you never had a cereal sandwich?
No.
Broken.
No. What?
I'm not the only person that did that. Back in high school,
No.
if you need to rush out to school, make it to class on time, and you haven't eaten yet, and you need to eat, you get some cereal, you get some bread, squish it in, cereal sandwich, easy breakfast.
No.
That's
Just eat
broken.
the cereal.
It's
Why do you
broken.
eat bread?
Right?
Just put the
Hold
cereal
it
in a bag
together.
and eat dry cereal.
I do
Fucking
that now, but the
Why
bread
do you
is,
need bread?
it's good.
It doesn't need to be a sandwich.
Well,
Everything needs to be a sandwich.
No.
Sandwiches are the best.
Sandwiches
I love
are the
sandwiches,
perfect
my man.
food.
I love sandwiches, but I don't need to invent them like that.
I'm just like that's like an unnecessary step. Just eat the
Right.
cereal. You don't need the bread.
Oh my. Oh my.
I forgot all about my cereal sandwiches back in the day. They were good. Not the greatest, but they were good.
What
They were
cereal
dry.
did you use?
They were really dry.
Rob,
don't
have you
remember
ever tried
Whatever
have
I
you
had.
ever
I think I
tried
Frosted
dipping
Flakes.
have you ever tried dipping hard-boiled eggs into peanut butter or honey?
No, but I might now. Thanks for the advice. Thanks for the tip.
I feel like peanut.
No problem. Let me know how
Now
it
that I
works
think
out
about it,
for
maybe
you.
that's not a good idea.
All right,
I'll
now this
try it.
is the perfect transition because I feel like Rob has gone completely crazy.
And with that,
With that, yeah, so Harley and Robin, the dynamic duo, hint, hint. This is written by Teenie Howard with art and colors from Sweeney Boo and letters from Steve Wands with a cover from Sweeney Boo. We open up on the police officer whose name escapes me, that has been running a deal with Harley Quinn.
Donna
after
something. I can't remember.
Yeah, Donna. I don't remember the last name. But after the events of last issue with Maxie Zeus, and she beat the shit out of him because Harley left him something, she's on her final warning and told to stay off the Harley Quinn case and just go back to doling out tickets to bums in the park. So she's not happy about that, obviously. Robin and Harley, however, are outside the police station as the two goons that were working for Mr. Freeze, Vampire Squid, and Armada are being, oddly enough, attacked by paparazzi. So they come to the rescue and get the two out of there and away from the paparazzi. Why? I don't know. Why paparazzi cared about those two, beyond me. But they bring them to a quiet, secluded area so they can question them about the ice scraper in the middle of Gotham, Mr. Freeze's new base of operations. Get all the information they can on the ins and outs and what is powering the whole thing. And after getting all that information, Robin and Harley leave them behind and go to plan and prepare for the next mission, as Harley instead wants to try and have a therapy session with Robin, talk about their bisexuality and things they have in common, and his relationship with Batman and what's going on with that, and disappointing people and whatnot. He wants nothing to do with it, but then they are stopped by that rogue police officer who kind of just comes across Harley, draws her gun instantly, begins firing, saying, "You're under arrest. You kind of ruined shit. I knew you were working with the Bat family, blah, blah, blah." But Harley does have the wire attached to herself still, so all of that was recorded. They escape thanks to Robin, and then as they land on the top of a building, Robin says, "Okay, enough. You're going to get me shit with Batman," and even more. Analysis from Harley Quinn comes in and tries to goad more out of Robin, but as he says, "Look, let's just meet tomorrow. I'll have the equipment we need to enter the ice scraper, and that's it." The next day, it's Donna Pulaski, Officer Pulaski, goes back to the precinct and to her locker and finds a letter from Renee Montoya, the current police commissioner, who, after the events with Harley Quinn the night before, Harley submitted the recording to the police, and that has left Donna Pulaski to be suspended without pay, and pending an investigation, she may or may not be reinstated. So she's pissed off. Understandably so. Robin and Harley, however, are now fully equipped in their ice field equipment that they can stay warm. And they enter on different points. Robin's going straight up the ice scraper and infiltrating from the top, where the power source lays, which is the mysterious ice from space. And Harley is going to stay on the ground and run a distraction, getting as many goons as possible to her to get the goons away from Robin. She does just that kind of accidentally, as the goons find her before Robin is ready, but she does everything she can to take them out, including a whole bunch of skaters, ice skaters, who are there just to practice, but are running interference point for Mr. Freeze nonetheless. Robin, however, is able to secure the ice ball, and then the tower begins to crumble and melt very quickly. That was fast. So Harley rendezvous with Robin at the top. I don't know why they didn't just go to the bottom, because, the thing is fucking collapsing, but here they are. They're back at the top, and now they're able to peacefully have a little conversation about themselves, but then they begin to fall down a hole that has appeared below them. Harley saves Robin, and Robin gets a little bit too annoyed with Harley after that, tells her to go excuse me. No, they begin to get out. He forgot his extraction equipment, so he goes back to get it, but then is found by Mr. Freeze. He radios her to come help, and that's the last we see of them. But in an epilogue at the police precinct, as Pulaski is cleaning out her locker, the new police commissioner, Vandal Savage, appears and says, "Look, if you can help me take down the bats, you will get that promotion to detective that you want, and consider this a gift. We will be working together very closely from here on out." And in a little dream backup, Harley is having some fun dreams thanks to Ivy getting her to fall asleep, about books and protesters and bigotry. And it's very much rooted in life, and Harley is able to beat the shit out of a lot of the bigots. This one was written by Joanne Starr, with art and colors from Marcio Toledano Vargas, and letters from Hasman Al Haoud. By the end of the day, at the end of the dream, Harley is beat the shit out of everybody, and then they are inside the library reading books to each other about intersectional feminism, as it should be. All right, so this issue, while it did have a couple of plot issues that I feel I pointed out throughout the issue, it was quite fun. It was interesting. I feel like the story arc is going on very long, but it's progressing in a certain way that doesn't actually feel long, if that makes sense.
It's taken up a lot more issues, but it's like
It doesn't feel like it at the same time.
doing. I think that's because it's doing more every issue without that more being too much.
Yeah, like it's paced well, but it is a long story.
What do you think, Brandon?
I'll get back to you because I didn't
All
read
right.
this issue.
Okay, fair enough. It feels like maybe there might be one or two more issues left in this storyline, but at the same time, who knows? There might be a lot more story to see. At least with the Mr. Freeze stuff, I feel like it could be wrapped up next issue, but we'll see. This issue, though, the art was quite good. For the first time in my life, though, there was bits from Sweeney Boo that was just like, maybe this is a bit much for me. Like a lot of it was serious, and I feel like Sweeney Boo thrives more in a cartoony story, like a little bit of a.
I mean, I fell in love with her
story.
in the Punchline book, you know.
Yeah, but Punchline was also like there was some wacky shit going on in that book. It was very serious, but a lot of the characters were very cartoony. And Harley was very cartoony, but Robin he's such a serious, he's such a straight man here. Wrong terminology. I get, but he's not straight.
No,
But no, I mean straight man is, and he's stone faced. He's the like serious one, and it just didn't fit with Sweeney Boo for me this time, but it's still really good. I still like Sweeney Boo, so we'll see. I think it just needs needs to be a bit more of a crazier issue of Harley for Sweeney Boo to really fly off the page for me. So for that, I will give it 7.75.
I mean, I suppose that's fair enough. I mean, it gets into that stuff for between Tim and Harley, and I mean that's all right. While every issue moves it along and it's pacing really well, and it's developing this overarching thing with Harley, including the backup, which was just a nice touch. But for some reason, this one felt a little lackluster as well.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know what it was. I can't put my finger on it. I've enjoyed all of the books up until now. This one just felt a little flat. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. There's nothing I hate. I love all of the art, front up, and back up. And I can't put my finger on it. There's just something that feels like it's missing.
Yeah. Maybe it's Ivy.
I mean, she ain't really been much in these books, but anyway,
who knows? It's a bit of a mystery. What's going on there? Who knows?
dun, dun.
Whoa! I was going to say, speaking of long-running stories, but
That's a good point.
well, if we want to uncover the
Long-running
mystery of what's going on, then we should probably get a detective, and for that, we're going to have to look at some detective comics because we'll probably have some detectives that we can talk to. And
Yeah, we don't know how much longer we've got before Batman's legs stop looking like this, so let's enjoy it while we can. So.
Oh boy. Okay, Detective Comics 1087 was written by Ram V, with art by Christian Duce and Stefano Raphael, and colors by Luis Guerrero, with letters by Ariana Marr, and another incredible cover by Evan Cagle. Basically, Gotham is still in a state of chaos, only this time Bruce and the rest of his family, including Nightwing, Azrael now suited up in his old Asbat suit, and Cass are able to kind of quell the madness to the best of their ability. And Batman is also getting counsel on where a lot of the fires are popping up, thanks to the aid of the Ten-Eyed Man, which is great. Over at presumably GCPD headquarters, I think this is supposed to be GCPD headquarters, Montoya, as well as other members of the police, are basically holding out while Killer Croc and what was his name? The the wolf guy in this issue. It wasn't Neong. It was
Vashad?
was it Shavad?
Shavad? That's it.
I don't remember.
Pretty
Oh
sure
my
Shavad.
god. Is it?
No, it's not.
No, I thought Shavad was the what lady with the mask.
Is it? I don't remember.
Yeah. What was this guy's name again?
Man with the werewolf Azmer.
Gael Tenclaw. That's it. Yeah.
Tenclaw.
Is that Tenclaw?
Yeah,
I
'cause
thought Tenclaw was dispatched with a few issues ago.
No.
I think that's him. He's the wolf guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. I stepped away and came back, and when all I heard was, "Or is it or no?" So I just said no.
Anyway,
You sounded so sure.
Yeah. The wolf guy shows up
Acting classes,
with
I guess.
other enforcers and also Killer Croc to basically kidnap Montoya, take out the rest of the people who were there. But Montoya was able to activate the bat signal, which they didn't even realize was there, thanks to the reality engine. So Batman is able to arrive in time, but unfortunately not in time to save Montoya as she gets whisked away into a van. And it seems like she is lost, but then Gael gets a shot through the arm from Two-Face, which gives Batman enough time to catch up to the van and presumably save Montoya, even though we don't see that. But we check in with the rest of the Argums, including Daria, who's continuing to make plans, like flooding the reality engine with the fear of Jonathan Crane to keep the populace suspicious and fearful, so they will be more compliant. She dispatches Neong to handle the cold of Mr. Freeze, although he seems to have this all taken care of. And then basically is just going to kind of keep trying to maintain order in Gotham while Batman is fighting back. But we cut over to Bruce meeting up with Selina, and he's basically checking in and letting her know that these things are finally coming into place and that soon he'll be able to take down everything the Orgums have built, and seems to start talking about the future after they deal with the Orgums. But Selina is kind of like, let's finish this first before we can dream of what comes next. And then we cut to the broadcast that's been kind of running throughout, where the masked man is talking about all the change in Gotham, but his broadcast is cut short as he is killed by what I believe is the Joker's daughter in a newish costume, who interrupts the broadcast and basically starts laughing. And our backup, which is short, but honestly might be my favorite part of the issue, was written by Dan Waters with art from Francesco Francavilla, who did the colors as well, and letters from Steve Wands. Basically, Nightwing clashes with Azrael, who Nightwing does not trust at all, even if he is supposedly on the side of the Angels now. But he's like, I don't like seeing you in that suit, and I still don't trust you, and everything like that. And even though they're able to kind of team up and save this man from a burning car, Dick still does not trust John Paul, but Cass is able to kind of convince him that maybe his heart might be in the right place. And in a very funny final moment, Azrael informs him that he struck him in that first time, and that the Angel of Mercy grants 3 chances of mercy. And now that Nightwing has already used 1, he only has 2 left. And of course, Nightwing, being the guy that he is, strikes him again with his Escrima stick, and that's the end of the backup. That was great. Yeah. Main story, totally just, I guess, building up to the big finale, the big crescendo. So at this point, it just kind of feels like pieces are moving into place as Batman gets more and more advantages over the Orgums. So this was an effective issue, and I enjoyed it. But at this point, I'm kind of just like, I'm ready for the story to be over. I want to see how it ends. But I'm like, let's just kind of get to it. We're 2 issues out from the end of Rom V's run. I hope it goes out, on a high note. But I'm kind of just like, I'm ready to see how this all wraps up. It's been going on for almost 2.5 years at this point. So that's how I feel about the main story. What's that?
2.5 years? Holy shit.
Almost, yeah. This
Yeah,
started.
okay.
Yeah, this started. Or actually, no, sorry, not 2.5 years. I think just about 2 years, probably.
I'm thinking
this-
like
no,
a
this
little
started-
over, no?
No. This started summer of 2022. So that was like July. So yeah, I think that has not 2.5, but a little over 2, basically.
Yeah.
Because the last 2 issues come out September or something, maybe October. Yeah. So yeah, that's a little over 2
Well,
years.
it'll
Oh
yeah.
God, for real? Like
it'll be
Yeah.
August and then
it's taking
September.
a few months break.
No. There'll be
No,
one
yeah,
in
it's just
August and then one in September. September's
Yeah.
the last issue of Ron V's run.
yeah.
Oh, I thought I heard October.
No, that was just that was a guess. I couldn't remember. But yeah, no, the main story, like, it's fine. At this point, I'm just like, all right, let's get to the conclusion and see how this all wraps up. The backup for me was kind of the more interesting part of this issue, because I messaged Rob a couple of days ago and just kind of sent him the panel, whatever panel it was from. Did I say? I don't ever remember what I sent you.
It was Nightwing telling John Paul, "I don't like you in that costume. I don't like that you're wearing that again."
Yeah, I don't remember exactly.
This is gonna be good.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was something like, I'm excited for Dan Waters' Nightwing now. Just because, like, this backup was just such a great way to show Nightwing's personality and kind of have a friendly little rivalry with John Paul. So that for me was like, oh, this feels like a preview to what we might expect from Waters' upcoming run on Nightwing. So I really like that. The art from Frank Avia was great. So that for me was like, ooh, I'm excited for what's to come. But also, this was just a great little short story. So I gave the whole issue an 8 out of 10. I think it was really carried by the backup. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm more just curious to see how it all wraps up, because it feels like we've been on this ride for a while now, which we have. So.
Yeah. My notes are pretty much the exact same. It doesn't feel like much happened in this issue, and the more I go back and think about it, not really much did happen. It was mostly more of the war on Gotham, and then Batman saves Renee Montoya. that's the bulk of it. There was felt like more happened in the backup, but I am also like, that's what I said when I finished the issue. I sent in our group chat, like, I'm ready for Dan Waters' Nightwing. Like, I'm excited for it now. Like, it was a good story throughout, but then that last panel really solidified it for me.
Oh,
it was like that bonk, that last little, just like, okay, so he's gonna have an equal balance of serious and humor, which I think is what you need in Nightwing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it was perfect. So it's gonna be good. In this issue, though, I also gave an 8. Coincidentally, the art was really good. The story is still interesting, but I've been ready for a long time to see how this ends. And apparently that's because it's been 2 years since it fucking started.
It's been.
You can fact check me on that, but as I remember, this started like summer of 2000. I know it at least started summer of 2022.
I don't remember the issue number, but I know it started at the same time that Chip Zdarsky took over Batman. And Batman's now at issue 151, and he took over at 125.
Yeah.
It's been 25 issues.
Yeah.
That's 2 years.
2 years. I want to say it was 1063? 1062? Or no. No, I think it was... Might have been 1058 or 1059, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
somewhere around there. It's been a heck of a story, but
Somewhere
shit,
thereabout.
That's a long time for one story.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
It's
I've
excessive.
enjoyed the shit out of it. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but
Oh, we've enjoyed it too. It's just it's so long.
Yeah, it's a
a
little
lot.
longer than maybe it needed to be at some points.
Because there's been a few issues in between, like this one, for example, where it really feels like it's just padding.
Yeah. And it'll probably read a lot better when it's all complete. Like going back and reading this
Yeah.
run, I can already tell it's going to read great, but reading it month to month it can be a little challenging. Just 'cause
Yeah.
I feel like a lot is happening.
Yeah. Hey, Josh, what's your notes? Sorry, we keep interrupting you.
oh, I don't even think I even started yet. Honestly, the main story for me keeps on moving along nicely. I can see the finish line coming soon.
Very
The
soon.
backup was a really nice reminder that Azrael is an asshole, but he's a good asshole now. And Nightwing is funny. He's not just the butt, guys. The art throughout the whole thing was really good,
I don't believe you.
and whole issue was enjoyable. You, sir, should be ashamed of your behavior. 7.5 out of 10.
Goodness.
Okay, Dad. All right. You said 7.75?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, let's get into our top 3 books of the week and favorite moment if you have one.
My top 3 goes a little something like this. Kick it. Number 3 is Flash number 11. Batman Dark Age. And at number 1 is Nice House by the Sea. My favorite moment was when Tim didn't get the quite so obvious joke in Harley.
Yeah, that was good.
Like me and you, we go both ways, and he's
ways.
like, "What?"
What? And then a minute
It
later,
took him a page to figure
it.
that shit out. I thought that shit was funny.
Yeah.
Not a smart ass response or nothing. It was going right over his head.
And also, finally, confirmation from actual writers at DC and editors. So all the people that are confused by it, Harley Quinn is bisexual, not a lesbian.
Well, yeah,
Most
but
people
we
think
don't
that
even
just
we don't
because
even
she's
need to think
dating
about
Ivy-
that time. It's like the last guy she laid lips on was Booster Gold.
I mean, who would?
He's so nasty.
Look at this man. Look at him.
You got bad taste in men, dude.
I'd rather not.
That's all I'm saying.
Look at him.
Oh my goodness.
Brandon says, "I've got eyes for Nightwing only.
Yes.
I have set my
Nightwing.
eyes upon Dick, and it is greatness."
I didn't say that. I don't know that I can say it like
I'm
that.
just gonna say, Kyle Rayner's booty has something else to say about that.
Bootios.
Because you're the first one to point out how.
Well, as we know
thick this
from
man's butt is.
the Judd Winnick Green Lantern run, other people recognize that
Rooted in
Kyle has
reality.
a very nice ass. So.
It's a canon event. Listen to 9 Inch Nails gives you a big gluteus maximus, I guess.
Really, that's
Uh,
if you want to know the real reason why Ganthet chose him. There you go. All this time,
It's
I
because
thought it was just because he was in the right place at the right time. But
he's
no.
like, yeah, but nah, this dude got that
No.
ass.
Yeah.
This man's got the cake.
My-
Clearly handle anything the universe
Yeah.
throws at him.
My second favorite moment of this week is yet to come, but it's when I'm about to read Action Comics Weekly 626.
Oh, oh.
Then I'll have to do my best to get this shipped over to you as soon as I can. It's not too heavy.
If you ship it media mail, it's like it takes a lot longer to ship someplace, but it is way cheaper to do it.
Yeah, I just gotta weigh
just
it because I
FYI.
don't think it's more than like maybe 7 or 8 pounds. I just don't know how much that costs, but yeah. This is
All
pretty
right,
light,
man.
all things considered.
Yeah.
7 or 8 pounds worth of comics. You know, it's like my heart is just going.
It's going to a loving home. I'm more than
Singing.
happy to pay.
Yep. I am like I'm looking at where they're going to go on this table right now because it's all getting cleared off. There's a new pile.
Please, I want you to enjoy them. I want you to enjoy them as much as I didn't.
As
Well,
much as
some
you
of them.
didn't.
Some of them.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Yeah, that
right.
that is it for me. What about you guys?
Brandon.
Sure. Number 3, I have Green Arrow. Number 2, I have The Nice House by the Sea. But my number 1 pick for this week was actually Zatanna, Bring Down the House. I feel like this series is going to get kind of slept on, but the first issue was great. The second issue was even better. And the art is, I mean, I love Javier Rodriguez. I've seen him do incredible stuff on Defenders, but oh my God, some of the layouts in this book are incredible. So yeah, this book is
It's good.
easily my top pick of the week.
Rob, have you checked that out yet at all?
Not yet, no.
Bro, I know it's just like a Zatanna side book. And side note, there's been 2 other ones within the last 2 years that are also worth the read, and one's YA. But this book is awesome.
Right on.
I just love Zatanna too. So
Yeah.
the moment they announced like a solo series, I was like, hell yeah, Black Label, fuck yeah, let's do it. And they have amazing art, so it's just great for me.
Fair enough.
But favorite moment this week, I would choose the final panel of the Backup and Detective, but I have a feeling that Rob may have chosen that to be his pick.
You can pick it if you want, because I haven't fully decided my favorite panel yet.
Well, in place of that, I was going to go with the second one, which is a small panel from the page before that, where Azrael just says straight up to Dick, "You struck me with your stick." I don't know what it was. Like, the choice of bolding for that specific moment just made it so much more funny. Because struck and stick are emphasized, and it just like the framing of everything looks so ridiculous because Nightwing doesn't give a fuck, and John Paul looks so angry. He's like, "You struck me with your stick." Anyway, yeah, that's my favorite moment of the week.
That's fair. All right, for me, I'm gonna have Detective Comics at number 3, Green Arrow at number 2, and if he'll allow me, I'm going to prematurely put something at number 1 that I haven't read yet, but I know I'm going to love it. You son of a bitch!
Whoa,
Green Lantern is on the fucking cover.
Paul Chadwick? What the fuck? Are you serious?
Yep, 626, son. I'm gonna read this shit. I'm gonna
when
gobble
the
it
fuck
up
did
as soon as I
Paul Chadwick
disconnect.
do a cover for Action Comics?
So that's not the issue. So what? Wait.
What?
Looks like at some point in '86, I want to say.
What? He would have been. Was he doing Concrete at this point? I actually don't know. What the fuck?
Interesting.
Anyway. Sorry, what were you going to say, Rob?
I want to get this issue. So my number 1 for now will be Nice House by the Sea, because I know I'm going to love it.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude. It's
I've
so
been waiting.
good. And it hasn't missed a beat since it's been on hiatus.
So just knowing the other books that came out this week, some of the ones I've read, some of the ones I haven't, but even just flipping through, none of them really grabbed my attention, but Nice House by the Sea, I know I'm going to love. So I'm going to prematurely put that at number 1, and if I need to make an addendum next week, I will, but I don't think I will. Favorite moment, though, is going to be the reveal of the Arrow Cave.
And they still didn't call it the Quiver.
I was really hoping somebody would call it the Quiver.
Nope, they didn't. That would have been my favorite fucking moment. Even though it was a Joshua Williamson book, it would have been my favorite moment, but he did not call it the Quiver, and it broke my heart.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that they're keeping Arrow Cave, because Ollie realizes that it's such an obvious ripoff of the Batcave, but he's probably like, I don't care. Fuck Batman. I'm gonna call it the Arrow Cave.
But it's personal.
I like that too.
I just like the idea that like he knows, and he was very much intentionally doing it because he knew everyone was gonna be like, you're just doing it with Batman, or just doing like Batcave, but with Arrow.
Yeah, but
He's like,
who
I know,
cares?
I don't care, I don't
Yeah.
care. Let him get mad about it. What's he gonna do? Blow up my cave?
No, he doesn't know where it is.
Exactly.
Right. No, just hey, you know who you are, the one that's listening. Just will you tell Williamson that he needs to start calling it the Quiver, please? I appreciate it. Somebody at DC listens to us, because there's no way we're predicting all the shit that we've predicted. We're just influencing it.
Yeah.
That's the
Actually,
only.
Give me a moment here, because there's another moment in Green Arrow that I want to bring up.
Oh no.
That could also have been my favorite moment, and I just forgot. I just need to clarify something here.
Why?
Okay, it's not quite, but like,
Almost.
so the aeroplanes that they just call the arrows would have been really cool if they were just like the Avro arrow.
There's the Quinjet.
You don't know what the Avro arrow is?
The Abro.
Avro. Look at V.
Avro arrow.
Avro arrow. Okay, so it
Can't say that's
little history lesson. It was excuse me, one of the first jet powered aircrafts, like a single person jet built in Canada. Actually, like the town my wife was born in the 60s.
Your wife was not born in the 60s. This is all a
No.
farce.
You're a farce. Oh, sorry. It was built in the 50s, but it was one of the world's first single-person jet-powered planes, and it was called the Avro Arrow. And I just thought it'd be really cool because I saw them, like, they're all different designs, the ones that the Arrow family are using, but they call them the Arrow. I'm like, I wonder if this is based on the Avro Arrow. Because anybody that lives in the GTA was like, yeah, this is where the Avro Arrow is. We all fucking know the Avro Arrow. It's part of our history. So I just thought it'd be cool, but it's not.
Why would good old American patriot Oliver Queen be flying a Canadian airplane?
Because he likes the motif.
And I mean, yeah, fair enough. But look, here, bottom line is, if those planes were called the Arrows, then there's even bigger argument to call it the Quiver.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It's an aeroplane.
He's got the Arrow car. Now he's got the aeroplane and the Arrow cage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Arrow guns.
Yeah. And the Arrow arrows.
The Arrow arrows. Yeah.
The Arrows. Oh God!
Arrows,
why doesn't anybody make? I don't think I've ever heard that joke before, but it needs to happen.
That's so dumb.
Come on, that would be fucking hilarious to see pop up in a comic book.
Yeah.
Where's your arrows?
He shoots an arrow, and that arrow shoots out a smaller arrow.
Exactly.
No, it's making
or actually, I was
Yeah.
also thinking, like, I would just call it the Arrow arrows because they're Green Arrow arrows.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like the Arrow patented arrow.
Yeah.
Like
the
Arrow, Batarang, Arrows.
Yeah.
That's the joke I need made in the comics.
Man. Oh God, this is why I'm like, DC should never let me write for their characters because I put all this stupid shit in there.
I mean, that could be a thing. Like, Ollie's lost his fortune. He needs to make it back, so he goes into business selling equipment he makes.
I would just have a moment with like Plastic Man or something, and he's like, "So you have your Arrow car?" He's like, "Yeah." "You have your aeroplane?" He's like, "Yeah." "And I've heard you have an Arrow cave." He's like, "Sure." He's like, "Where's your Arrow arrows?"
Yeah.
and Ollie just doesn't even respond. He just looks at him and he's like,
"Hey, Eel, you want some chili?"
"Yeah."
He's
like, "Sure, I'll take it as long as it's mild." And he's like,
"Sure,
it's mild."
Yeah, totally.
Wink, totally.
It's mild. He can take it.
You know me, like, Green Arrow is mild chili.
I can't have any chili because it messes with my elasticity powers. Oh, good.
Oh yeah, don't worry. This one won't have any effect. I promise.
It's vegan chili.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
All right.
Well, I think that is it. Is it not?
I think
I
so.
believe so.
All right. Well, if that's it, then this is that. Thanks everyone for watching. We will be back next week. Same as always. Same weekly comics. Same geeks. Same time ish. I really need to stop saying same time because that's a farce. That's a fucking lie. I
We'll
don't want to
try
lie
our
to you
best.
guys. We're going to be back sometime near round 5 on Thursday. And that is the show. We're getting around here, and you'll have to as well. Be careful out there. And remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home in the Geek Matrix. You are not alone.